I love to talk about ChatGPT for a couple of reasons. One, it's fun, and two, it's frightening. So you put those two together, and what better webinar can you have, right? First of all, a real basic, what is ChatGPT? And GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is not really a term that brings a lot of stuff to our minds. But what that means is that it went out and looked at hundreds of thousands of internet pages, and from that learned how to write like a human. And so this natural language process is like a humans, how we write. And it's taken from that. Now, we call it artificial intelligence, but it's not intelligent. It doesn't create new things. All it does is repackage old things. And it'll bring things together so it looks like it's new. So when you say, can you please write, write me a budget description in the style of a Shakespearean sonnet, it knows what budgets look like, it knows what a Shakespearean sonnet looks like, and it can mush it together. But it neither created the idea of a sonnet nor created the idea of a budget. It's all things that other people have created. And it's important that you understand that it was trained on data that was created by humans. And ChatGPT loves to hallucinate. If it doesn't know something, it will just make it up. Who owns the copyright? Stuff that comes out of artificial intelligence software, something that comes out of ChatGPT, is not created by humans. OpenAI specifically says that all its rights, title, and interest in the output go to the users. So they're saying that you own it. However, the Federal Trade Commission says copyright is human. And ChatGPT is decidedly not human. Therefore, the information that comes out of ChatGPT is not copyrighted by anyone. And that makes a lot of sense, because if you and I type in a similar prompt, we're going to get a similar answer. I didn't write it, and you didn't write it. The act of publishing it on the internet doesn't make you the copyright holder. Nobody owns the copyright. Now, here I said we're going to talk a lot about bias, and we are going to talk a lot about bias, because this is the thing that I find the scariest about ChatGPT. We know that ChatGPT is biased. If you've played around with it, or you've been following other people who are playing around with it on social media, they talk out about how it loves Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's best friend. Joe Biden can do no wrong. It hates Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the worst thing ever. Donald Trump can do nothing right. Neither one of those statements are true. Neither one of those men are irredeemable, and neither one is a saint. They both are, let's say, well-rounded or rounded or something. Anyway, there's lots of sides to them, but we know that ChatGPT loves one and hates the other. That's fine, because we know it. And when you know bias, then you can work around it. Just like you're biased. And I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm just saying it as a fact. Every one of us has our biases. Biases are not bad inherently, but we need to be aware of them. Other areas that you can use ChatGPT for is for neurodivergent help. I hate the term neurotypical and neurodivergent, because we're all neurodivergent. We all are on the spectrum, and so two people at different ends may not be able to communicate well with each other. ChatGPT can translate between those two tones, between the two ways to receive information. You can use it to help summarize feedback from people, to mush it all together. If any of you have ever done a 360 review, and generally the direct reports aren't too excited to give actual feedback to their managers, because they don't want to say anything negative and have their managers get mad at them. But if you can run it through ChatGPT and have it neutralized, and have just an overall summary, then people might be willing to be more open if the manager can't trace it back easily to who said what. You can use ChatGPT to rewrite in different tones.